Mogul Motivation, educating. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur, but it's also for any dream chaser that wants to go forward, aspire higher, and accomplish any goal that they have. This podcast can be listened to on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, and other platforms. So whatever platform you're listening to it on right now, you can catch it on other things as well. I'm not sure, but I think I could pinpoint the exact moment when I became a procrastinator and when I developed anxiety. I'm not certain. I'm not a doctor. This was never medically diagnosed, but I feel like I have a good idea of when it started. And it started when I was in grade school. It started with math class. I hated math. I still hate math. Sure, I love calculating profit margins and, projections and things like that in my business. But when it came to long division and multiplication, when you didn't have access to a calculator, I struggled with that for a long time. Well up and through high school, I did. But in grade school, when we used to have homework and we had these worksheets it was like 30, 40 problems on each side. And I'm like, wow. I would like literally just get home and just stare at this worksheet, not doing nothing. Like, how can I tackle this? And I will put it off. I wouldn't even do my homework right then and there. I would put it off until later that night. Then I would come back and try to do it. I would attempt to do some problems. I would struggle. And then my anxiety would build because now I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to get an F. I'm going to get a D. I'm not going to get my homework done. In my opinion, that's when my anxiety started. That's when my procrastination started. Because I had a problem or 40 or so problems that I had to solve. And I was intimidated by it. Just this weekend, I was talking to someone that has battled anxiety, extreme anxiety for a long, long time in their lives. And this person educated me on something. This person said that whenever they feel the anxiety creeping up, instead of running from it, they address what it is that's causing the anxiety right there in that moment, because this is helping this person conquer their anxiety and get over it. And it's a process. This person still deals with anxiety right now. This person still has anxious feelings, but this person is getting a better hold of conquering the anxiety and ultimately getting over the anxiety by addressing it when it arises. This person told me that we are human and we're going to have feelings, right? That's going to happen. So instead of telling yourself that you're Superman or you're Superwoman and you shouldn't feel this way, embrace the human side of you. Tell yourself, yes, I do feel a way about this, no matter how minuscule it may be. And then figure out why. And then once you figure out why, you can crush it and you can get over it. So if you feel anxious because something isn't perfect enough for you, that's the why you feel anxious in this particular moment over this particular thing. So therefore, since you know the why, you could tell yourself the truth, which is the truth is no one is perfect and nothing in this world is perfect. If you saw that presidential debate last night, you will see America is far from perfect, amongst a million other reasons. Tell yourself nothing is perfect. And it's okay for you not to be perfect. And then you can get over it and you can crush your anxiety. This is a lesson I did not get when I was a kid, when I was facing these math problems. This lesson is transcendent to not just math class, to not just whatever you're feeling, but it's transcendent into your entrepreneurial journey and your dream chasing journey. You're going to have anxiety as you build your business, as you build your brand. You're going to have doubts. You're going to tell yourself that you're not good enough. You're going to feel like you're not worthy. But it's very important when you feel that anxiety creeping up, you don't run from the problem like I did with my math homework. You don't put it off. You don't procrastinate. You embrace the human side of you and you tell yourself it's okay that you feel this way. And then you figure out why you feel that way. And once you figure out the why, you're going to be able to crush it. But only you can figure this out. I can't tell you what it is. You can be honest with yourself. You can be honest with yourself and say, I feel this way because of X, Y, and Z. But then after you figure that out, you tell yourself that X, Y, and Z does not exist. X, Y, and Z does not have control over my life. X, Y, and Z does not have control over my business and how far my business can go and how far it can grow. Because I'm stronger than that ultimately. I'm smarter than that ultimately. And I've come this far despite these anxious feelings and this anxiety. This is why life is so hard. This is why entrepreneurship is so hard. This is why dream chasing is so hard, because this process is going to happen multiple times a day. It's going to happen every day. You're going to have great days. You're going to have bad days. But it's going to continue to happen. But that's why you have to continue to push yourself and challenge yourself so you can be better. That is the essential part of dream chasing, ladies and gentlemen. You have to continue to push yourself to be better, because the you from 5 years ago will not be able to conquer the anxiety that's coming for you next year, because you have to be stronger than you were 5 years ago. If you're still at the same level mentally as you were 5 years ago, you're not going to be able to handle the battles to come. Every single day we got to get better. Every single day we got to pour into ourselves. Every single day we have to strengthen our muscles in our brain and remind ourselves that we are creative, we have ingenuity, we have integrity, and we have intelligence. And we are enough. Everything in your disposal right now is enough to get to the next level in your business, to get to the next level in your career. You have enough right now. When you start to lie to yourself, when you start to tell yourself that you don't have enough, you're allowing your anxiety to win. Solve the problem. Don't let the problem solve you. Do not run from the problem. Address the problem. Get to the root of the problem and crush the problem. That is how we need to operate. It takes about, 21 days to build a habit. 30 days, something like that. We have to build good habits. So when you feel anxious, when you feel worried, you're human. It's okay. You're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. Because Superman and Superwoman don't exist. You're a human. You're an entrepreneur. You're a person with dreams. You're a person with great ideas, and it's okay for you to feel anxious. Don't be confused by the glitz and glamour you see on social media and in mainstream media. Because I guarantee you, all of those people you admire, they have feelings of anxiety too. I don't know to what extent, but I know they do, because they're human. It's okay for you to feel the way you do. Just figure out the why and address that why in the moment. Don't run from it like I ran from my math homework. Address it in the moment. Solve the problem in the moment so the problem doesn't get bigger. You see, when I ran from my math homework, I'm thinking that it was going to take care of itself, but it didn't. Because when I came back, I still had all those empty problems I had to solve. It's the same way in life. It's the same way in entrepreneurship. It's the same way in your career. If you run from it, it's not going to save you, and the problem is never going to get solved. In fact, the problem is going to get bigger because it's going to continue to linger, and your time is going to run out to solve that problem. So solve it in the moment, get rid of it, and kill it, and continue to crush it in your goals. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Solve the problems. You're going to have problems in this life. You're going to have problems in your business. Solve the problem. When you attack the problem in the moment, you have more strength. You have more energy. You have more courage, as opposed to running from it and allowing that problem to stalk you. Solve the problems in the moment. And I promise you, you're going to have more confidence. You're going to have more enthusiasm. You're going to be more resolute. And you will be successful. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, please pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. And number 2, leave a 5-star review. I surely appreciate it. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next week.